computer. All right. Welcome, guys. Today's Monday, March the 7th. Thank you guys for being here. We have a lot to talk about. So if at any point you have a question, please just interrupt me or, write it down or whatever. But probably if you have a question, somebody else has the same question. So I'm going to start by talking about pre-orders. Okay. So there's lots of different ways that we do pre-orders. I'm going to specifically talk about the one for the castle that's coming out tomorrow. Now, this one's a little different than others that we've done in the past. Typically, pre-orders are just that. So you take the order, you collect a non-refundable deposit from them. And then when it comes time to redeem, in this case, it's going to be October, then you would then collect the rest of it and then they can redeem the product. And typically those are unlimited. So the whole point of the pre-order is so that they guarantee to get the product, that it's not going to sell out, things like that. The castle is different. It is extremely important that you get on tomorrow right at 11 or even a little bit before, like 10:45 Mountain Time. Okay, that's going to be 9:45 Pacific, 11:45 Central, 12:45 Eastern. Okay, it's super important. You will be put into a queue, which is a virtual line that you're going to be on online. And then you will go and secure those pre-orders. There is only a limited number available. So even though the pre-order goes from tomorrow until the 14th, it's only while supplies last, even for the pre-order. So and they made it very clear it will be gone. So if you have customers that are wanting this, or if you want it, whatnot, it's really important that you get right on. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the process of how I do it. I do it two different ways because I have some older customers that are not real tech savvy, that are not going to get online and do it themselves. So in that case, I will do it for them. However, I highly encourage you to have your customers do it themselves, but set the expectation that they have to get on at that time. Now, I understand a lot of people work and that's not possible. So again, that's why I offer to do it for them. The reason it's kind of nice for them to do it themselves, and they can do this tonight, they can go on your PWS, that is your website. Okay, mine is caseycandles.sensi.us. That's your website. Go on, have them sign up and create an account. Okay, they would it's free, doesn't cost anything, but they need to go in and set up an account. This will save them time tomorrow, and this will help them in the future for any other orders that they want to do. And then tomorrow, when it's time, they will go to your website, your PWS, and they will log in under that same login that they created. And if they don't do that extra step tonight, they can do it tomorrow. But, again, time is of the essence. And so I don't know how long it's going to last. I can't tell you. It's going to last an hour, 5 minutes, 3 days. Nobody knows. So I just like to make sure and set the expectation that it is a hot commodity and that it will sell out. So that's why I recommend going and having them set their account tonight. Then tomorrow they'll log in, they will go onto your website it'll be under collections. It might be on a banner right there on the top of your website. And they will just click on pre-order. They will pay the $25 plus tax to secure that warmer. Okay. The advantage for them to do it themselves is that when it comes time to pre-order, they will get an email and they will be able to redeem it right from your website. Now, something to keep in mind, it's really important that if they do this, you will get a notification on your workstation, your back office. Okay. You'll get a notification. It'll be under the order tab, just like any other order. You will not get PRV tomorrow for it. You will only get PRV come October when it's time to redeem. You'll get the full amount for the PRV. So don't expect to get any kind of commission off of what you're doing now. This is securing sales for the future. but it's important to keep a tab of who is pre-ordering. So for me, before I had my handy dandy iPad, I would just have a folder that would have all of my pre-orders. So now I have my iPad, and so I keep a list of who I'm pre-ordering. I don't know if you can see that, who I'm pre-ordering for, if I've collected their deposit, and then when it's going to become available for redemption so that I can keep up with it. Okay. Because let's just say that come time for redemption, they pre-ordered it on your website, but they can go and place that order on anybody else's website, and that other person will get the credit for it. Okay. So it doesn't guarantee that they're going to order it on your website. So it's up to you to make sure you follow up with them come time for redemption and be like, hey, so-and-so, just wanted to let you know, you should have gotten your redemption email. Here is the link to redeem it, and then give them your website so that they can go on your website to redeem it. So I'm going to stop there because that was a lot. Does anybody have questions, comments?
I may have missed it. What time's the queue and everything starting for that one?
Well, same time as every other launch. So I told everybody like 10:45, 11:45 your time.
Okay, perfect.
So really, it's going to be like 11 your time.
Okay.
I meant 12 your, no, it's 11 my time. It's normally 10:58.
Okay.
So it's the same time, but I don't, you also might have missed this. It will sell out. Even though it's a pre-order, there's only a limited quantity. So it's really, really, really important that it gets done like right away. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that is that. Now, ways I've been promoting this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 pre-orders so far. So I've posted it on my Facebook. I had a couple people comment, not really like, I mean, people are like, oh, that's gorgeous, that's pretty, blah, 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 but nothing really. Where I've gotten most of mine is through private text messages. I just messaged everybody because honestly, you don't know who those Disney fanatics are. You don't know what will make them tick. So if you don't let them know, then they're going to miss out. So I've just sent a private message to people and said, look what's coming tomorrow. It is a collector's item. So that's another thing that's really important is mentioning it is a collector's item. And those Disney people, we were having a conversation today with some friends of mine. They're selling 50-year anniversary Mickey ears for $750. I mean, they don't give a crap the price. I know Yvette's eyes are like, what the? I know it does not compute in my brain, but let me tell you, these people will spend money. So don't think that the $125 price tag or $151 for the bundle is going to stop them. They will not. They don't care. They don't care. So don't prejudge people. Just get out there and share it. So that's what I have on the pre-orders. Again, just to recap, you will not get PRV this until you redeem them. You will get they will get an email. Now, let me go back. So if you, all the 6 that I have, I hold my customers' hands. I probably shouldn't as much as I do, but I do because I understand like they work and I want them to get it for a lot of reasons. And so I'm placing all the orders for my customer. So what I will do is I will go under my account. So I have an account already set up. So if you don't already, go onto your PWS, set yourself up an account. And then, so I have 6 currently, plus I'm going to order one for myself. So that would be 7. So then I will just click 7 and I will order all of them under my account. When it comes time for redemption, I will get the redemption email. I will message them and say, hey, guess what? It's time to redeem, collect their money, and then ship it directly to them. Okay. Now, this is something that will come later down the line, but we'll just talk about it so that you know. All these have to be placed on your PWS. When it comes time for redemption, you have to order it on your PWS. If you don't have a PWS, you have to have a PWS or you cannot redeem product. Excuse me. Another thing is you have to pay shipping. There's no way around it. I get this question a million times when it comes time to redeem. Can't I order it through a party on the workstation? No, it has to be done on the PWS. Why? I don't know. It just, that's the way it's done. That's the way it's always been done. So you will have to charge your customers shipping. Now, it's not necessary for you to charge shipping now because again, you don't redeem it until October. They're not getting anything right now. They're just paying their $25 plus tax. So be sure to collect tax. If you're doing it for them, make sure you collect the tax. But it has to be done through your PWS. It can, however, be attached to a party. Okay, so if you attach it to a party on your PWS, you'll still get the host rewards. Now, if somebody has more than one, you can do it on your PWS for no shipping. So any PWS order over $200 gets free shipping, but you cannot attach it to a party. So you kind of have to decide, do I want the rewards or do I want the free shipping? That's just something that, you'll have to decide. So
Kelly,
that was a lot. Yes.
if I am going to place the order for my customer, I'll go onto my personal website. And from there, I'll create my own account.
Yes. That is correct.
If I was going to order it for myself, I would still need to create my own account.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will go in and I will place all my customers' orders. So I will just do 7 or however many I get between now and then. So yeah, that's just the way it works. Okay.
You could attach them to a party in October if you're having a party.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably, you can attach it to a party now. It doesn't matter. You don't have to because you're not getting any PRV for it and it's not going to change the amount of your party at all. So it really doesn't matter. But when it comes time to redeem, you will definitely want to make a party so that you can get the host rewards for it.
Got it.
Okay. Any more questions on pre-orders? Okay.
Where on our personal website would I go to make my account?
All right. I will walk you through it right now. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Believe it or not, I don't have 5 million screens open. All right. So here's my PWS. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right, let me close that up. All right, so you see up here on the upper, I'm on the computer. So if you're on your phone, it's going to look a little different. On the upper right-hand side where it says log in, you're going to click on that. So I would go to account. And so here, if you have an account, then you would type that in. If you don't, over here on the right-hand side, it says create an account. Okay. And then you would just fill in this information. That's all it asks for is your name, your first name, last name, email address, and a password. That's it. Okay. Then if I do have an account, so I would click log in and then I would log into your account. So tomorrow, once you have your account, you're going to log into your account. You're going to go to collections and then it will be here. It should be here somewhere under collections. Okay. Now, when it comes time to redeem, I know this is a little bit later down the line, but for those of you who have products that we've already had like for redemption. So I would also click under here where it says your name and I would click under pre-orders. Okay. And then you'll see, this is what I currently have able to redeem. I have 2 ladies, 1 tramp and 7 Hogwarts warmers. So then when I want to redeem it, I would just click here. I want to say I want to redeem 1 Hogwarts. So I would change the number to 1, add it to the bag. I would go to your cart, view shopping bag, and then do the secure checkout. I'm just going to say continue. And then here is where you want to attach it to a party, right? So you want to attach it to a party and then click review. Okay. But we'll go over that again. Don't worry about all that right now. We'll go over that again when it comes time for you to redeem. So the main thing is setting up an account. Now, and the account is also, this wasn't on my agenda to talk about tonight, but I'm going to for a moment. Your account is also how you would set up a Scentsy Club order. Okay, so if when you're talking to your customers about a Scentsy Club, that's where you can get your product on a subscription so that you can get it every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. They can get any consumable product. So consumables, anything that runs out. They would set that club subscription up in the same account. Okay. So that is that.
Kelly,
Yes.
what would you recommend as far as payment wise for the pre-order? Do you want us just to get their information, or should we just get that later and we go ahead and do it?
No, I would get everything you can. So I don't take an order unless I get their full name, their mailing address, their email address, their phone number. I get everything.
Okay.
And then when it comes like for payment, that's completely up to you. So I take a little of everything. I take Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. I take Zelle sometimes because people ask me about that one, Apple Pay, or credit or debit card. So really that's their
Have
preference.
them cash up like the 25 to you, and then you
Yep.
can go ahead and go in.
Don't forget to charge tax
Okay.
on that. So it's
Even on like
27.06.
tomorrow's as well.
Yep, on the deposit, it's going to be taxed. So
Okay.
if you're in Texas, it's 27.06.
Okay.
That will be the total.
Depends on where in Texas, because here it's 27.89.
Oh,
That's right. So it depends. Yeah, that's right. So most Texas is 8.25%.
okay.
But you're like in a different, yeah. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so let me refract that. Check your tax rate in your county. And it's to the county that it's shipped in, right? So if your customer is doing it and they're shipped to wherever else, then that's
Alabama.
it's going to be charged that tax rate. Wherever it is shipped to is where it's going to be charged. All right. Questions on pre-orders. And it's a lot. So if you guys have questions tomorrow or, whenever, we're here. Don't think like, oh, that's it. You should have learned it all. I'm done. All right. I'm going to move on for a minute. We've talked a lot about the join special, $25 join special this month. So anybody can join for $25. This too can sell out. So it's happened in past. They did a join special in May for $20 and they only have so many kits available at that price and then it sells out. So be careful that, you want to make sure if you're talking about it, you're moving those conversations early. They won't typically sell out till, like the last weekish of the month. But again, anything's possible. I don't know. I just wanted to preface that. So some things I've been hearing a lot from a lot of you guys lately is this. One is I've talked to everybody I know, nobody's interested. That's one. The second is I'm getting a lot of objections. They're telling me this, and this, and that. So I wanted to talk to you tonight about number one, how you can meet new people so that you're not recirculating the same people over and over and over. And I'm pretty sure I think I've talked to you guys about making sure that you follow up with people that you're talking to. So again, whatever follow-up system works for you for a really long time. I had this sponsoring binder and I just had it like alphabetically and it has, everybody has a separate page, right? So and I write notes as far as like when I talk to them, what they said. So everybody has a different page and then I just have them alphabetized here. So I just have these little things and I alphabetize them. This worked for me for a really long time. But I travel too much. And so I had to go digital because this wasn't working for me when I wasn't in my office. And so what I did was I transferred it all to my iPad. So I still do the same. Ow, sorry, I just hit myself. I still do the same system, but now I have my iPad has a different page for every single person. Okay. And then I have them marked as like not interested. So I will keep them on the list until they tell me no. When they tell me no, I'll move them to not interested. And sometimes no, you have to kind of understand the no. Sometimes they say no, well, the timing's not right, or I'm too busy right now. You have to listen for context clues. But sometimes they just will give you a flat out hard no. And then that's when I move them to the not interested. Then I have people that I talked to in January, and I have lists there. People I talked to in February, people I've talked to in March. So I message, I don't message them every single month. Most people I will message every 2 to 3 months because I don't want to be a pain, but I definitely feel like this business is a blessing. And I want to make sure that when the time is right, then I'm there to help bless their lives with the business. So that's my follow-up system. So I can't stress enough that every person you talk to somehow, some way, even if you, like I've done it before where I have an iPhone. And if you have an iPhone, the reminders app comes already with your phone. If not, I mean, there's tons of organization apps that you can get. And I have one here that says potential recruits. And I've kind of been all across the board. I can't even find that one anymore because I don't use it. But anyway, I mean, here's all my like reminders. So you can keep it in your phone, but find something that works for you, because the whole point is to meet people every single day. You may be like, what, every day? I don't leave my house. That's okay. I'm going to teach you how to do it on social media. I mean, we've kind of been in this COVID world for a while. So maybe meeting people out is not your forte anymore. It's not your strong point, but we can get back into that, right? So let's talk about out of social media. There's a ton of ways to meet people. There's networking groups. You can join the Chamber of Commerce. You can, you go to the Starbucks and compliment people on their outfit or their nails or whatever. You just strike up a conversation. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be lifelong friends, but it's the beginning of a relationship, right? So it's kind of weird. It's like dating almost, right? You really have to work hard to build relationships. But if you set a goal in your mind, like I'm going to meet one person a day. I also, like when I'm out and about, my husband just did this tonight while we were at dinner, is that you mentioned he has his own little side business. So he was talking to the waitress about it, and it's, always get their contact information, because this is your business. It's not theirs. It's not them to follow up with, but it's important that you follow up with them. So however that looks like, hey, can I get your name? I think this is what he said. Can I get your number? So that way, when you call, I know it's you. Thought that was pretty slick. And what I like to do is I have a QR code. And so I have people scan it and it goes to my website or to my VIP page. I have different ones because people are very familiar with QR codes. So that way, hey, I'd love to stay in touch with you. I'd like to talk again. Or I also will tell them that I've gone green in my business and I don't have business cards, but I will text them a digital business card, because then I'm getting their phone number and then I'm sending them a picture of my business card. And you can make that on Canva. You can actually get it. If you have an actual business card, you can just take a picture and send it to them, but then you're also getting their contact information. So I can't stress enough that when you're meeting people out and about or online, whatever, is that you've got to stay in touch with them. And we don't want to spam people. We don't want to just, okay, I met you and then I'm just going to start spamming you with bunches of Scentsy stuff, because that's not that's creepy. That's icky. We're not that salesy type of people. But when you build authentic relationships and you genuinely keep in touch with them and then slowly start to sprinkle in Scentsy, that's really how you're going to find those lasting relationships. Now, let's talk about online, because that's where a lot of people are meeting. Most people these days are online, not necessarily face-to-face. So here's some ideas of how you can meet new people. Join Facebook groups that you have an interest in, right? So I have joined like a Shih Tzu Facebook group because people who own Shih Tzus are crazy and they're like obsessed with their dogs. So we have common ground, right? Because there's my little brat. always next to me, always on my desk. And so I've also joined moms of volleyball, club volleyball team, kids, because my daughter's in volleyball. And so I've met a lot of people that way. So find something that you have interest in and join those groups. And then what you're going to do is, people love to talk about themselves or just talk about what interests them. So every now and then you're going to go in these groups and just ask a random question. You know, hey, does your Shih Tzu always have to lay on your desk like this? Or is your Shih Tzu super attached to you? You know, just ask a simple question. And then when people respond, you're gonna, hey, so-and-so, it's nice to meet you. I'm in Texas. I see you're in Maryland. You know, and just kind of start a little conversation. Then if the conversation continues, then obviously take it offline or off that group and move it into a private message. And then eventually you friend them. So do you see how, I mean, you start with something common, you authentically build a relationship, and then you move it into a private message and friend them later. Don't spam them with Scentsy again. They're going to see your post. They're going to see that you sell Scentsy. You know, take a picture of your Scentsy shirt, put yourself, you know, you're always sharing stuff, things that release, things like that. They'll see you sell Scentsy. You don't have to just be spamming them from the get-go. The next thing is, sorry, I have notes because I go on a tangent and then I just lost my place. Okay, so imagine if you just set aside 10 to 15 minutes a day doing just that, just planning on intentionally meeting new people, and set a goal, meet one new person a week or a day. And then once you start doing that consistently, then up that goal to meet five new people a day. You'll see that it'll make a huge difference in your business, because we can only sell to our friends and family so much. There's only so much product that they can buy. People, and most of the times your friends and family are not going to be the ones that are going to want to join you. I mean, we want them to, but it doesn't always work out that way. So meeting new people and constantly building your network is going to be what's going to be so important. Talking about people, giving them genuine compliments, that's another way to open that door. Another thing is, are you serving people? So what I mean serving is that, how many times online does somebody say, hey, I need a recommendation for a doctor. I asked yesterday, I need recommendations for a movie, right? When people are asking for recommendations, are you there to help serve them and give them ideas and help them? So let's just say, for an example, somebody asks for a recommendation for a doctor. You give them the recommendation, put a note, whatever that looks like, find a follow-up system and make it work for you. I use my phone for everything. So I will put a note in like 2 weeks to follow up with them and say, hey, were you able to go see the doctor? What'd you think? And that's what's going to help you to build authentic relationships, because then people are going to learn to like, know, and trust you because you have a genuine interest in them, right? So, or let's just say somebody asked for movie recommendations and you gave them some movie recommendations. In like 3 to 5 days, you can come back and say, hey, did you get to watch any of those movies? What did you like? And you're striking up that conversation. You're finding a common ground. Okay, that's what's really, really important. Also, I can't stress this enough. I've talked about it, I think, on every single meeting, is parties. Parties are the absolute best way to meet people, because you have a party with somebody that you know. You've asked them to invite people that you don't know. At least, I always ask people to invite at least 5 people that I don't already know. And by doing this, then that builds my network, and that helps me to build my business, and it helps me to meet new friends. So, but what I do with that is important, because if I just go in and I say, you know, I have this party and I don't conversate with these people, I don't build a relationship with these people, I don't friend them on Facebook, well, the party's going to go on and that's going to be it. I'm not going to hear from them again. So it's our business. It's up to us to be to take interest. And so we need to build that relationship. We need to add those people as friends on Facebook. We need to continue. I make a list of all the people who have been invited to the party, and I make sure to constantly, because Facebook is weird and people don't always show up in your algorithm or on your feed. And so I always make sure that I click on their name and I go and see what they're doing and comment on their stuff, because I genuinely want to take an interest in them and their life. So that's what I have for just a few ideas. I have a million, trillion more, but I don't want to over bombard you with certain things. So I just want you to try one of two of those things that I gave you and really try to build your network and try to meet new people, because that is going to be the key to a long-term successful business. Now, questions on that before I move on to the very last thing I have is objections.
You can continue to bombard us because I'm actually writing all this and it's helping me.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I am so glad.
And with also the things that you have been telling me, we've been messaging and stuff. It's been working a lot and my PRV is going up.
Good.
So
I'm glad. Yeah. I mean, it's consistency. I can tell you until I'm blue in the face, but you've got to do it consistently. You can't just do work your business for 2 days and then not do anything for the rest of the month. It has to be, I'm not saying you have to work 7 days a week, but set aside 15 to 30 minutes every day, at least 5 days a week to work on your business. And I promise you will see growth, but it's not going to be overnight growth. You've got to build, and really have a mindset of, and I'm talking specifically about sponsoring, really have the mindset of how it can bless people's lives. You never know what is going on behind closed doors. Sometimes what people portray on social media is not always what their life looks like. So don't prejudge people. You always have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Ask them. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. So, and people don't always just join for money. So don't think, well, they have a full-time job, or, they drive a Mercedes, they don't need the money. That's not the case. People don't always join for money. Sometimes people just need an outlet to have something for them, something to do, a hobby that they look forward to doing it. That, fragrance brings out memories and for people. And I love that part about our businesses. I love when I have parties and I'm at a home party. It's been a while since I've had a home party with COVID, but I love when I'm passing around the scents and somebody says, oh my gosh, this smells like my grandmother, or this reminds me of this time when we were blah, blah, blah. That to me, that brings me joy. I love that in people. And so sometimes people just need something to do. Sometimes they need a sense of community, they want to feel like they belong. So money isn't always the thing. And gosh, guys, we all need extra money with gas prices nowadays. We need some extra cash happening. So you can use that as a little thing, like, hey, you can spend $25 right now to join and get you some extra gas money. And also people right now are getting their tax returns. So talk to people about using their tax return money and investing it back into themselves and joining and starting a business. A lot of times people are, I want to go buy with my money, but if they can invest back in themselves, they can buy a lot more in the long run. So change your mindset. All right. So let's talk about objections that you hear a lot. I'm sorry, I'm going to circle back one more time about social media. Be careful what you post on social media. That's your platform. You can do whatever you want, but if you are constantly being negative or, I don't know, I'm just going to say negative. There's a lot more things I've seen on social media, but your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So if you want to attract, people that are positive and like-minded, then I would suggest keeping your feed light and positive, because most people will just scroll through all the negativity. So just be careful. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to preach to that much, but all right. So one other way that you can really recruit right now is using the catalog. So if you take the catalog and show it to your customers and just ask them, what big ticket item have you had your eye on that I could help you get for a discount? So a lot of my customers want that air purifier, but it's $250. It is not cheap. And so that is a way that I have booked most of my parties since this new catalog, because they want that air purifier so bad. And I've sold 6. So asking is the key. And then taking that and tell them, okay, if you collect 8 to 12 average orders, average being $65 order, if you collect 8 to 12 orders from your friends, your family, from coworkers, from your husband's coworkers, help them, coach them on how they can get these orders. Then I can help you get your air purifier at a discount. And then tell them, excuse me, with a $75 order, I'm sorry, with a $500 party, you'll get $75 in free product and 3 items at half price. So if you want that air purifier, you need at least a $500 party to get it at half price. So kind of help them to see the rewards and help them to see, again, how can it benefit them? How can it help them? How can you solve a problem for them? That's what people want to hear. Then once they've done that, then you can tell them, wow, you've already done all the work. If you would like, we can use this party as your starter party. You can join for no out-of-pocket cost, and you can go and collect 8 to 12 more orders, and you can already get your first promotion to certified. So it's all in how you present it. All right. And sometimes it doesn't come that easy, because I talk about it a lot. So you guys might be saying, wow, that comes out of your mouth pretty easily, but I do it a lot. So the more you talk about it, the easier it gets. And if you ever get stuck, guess what? I'm a phone call away. You can call me, we can get on a 3-way, and I can help you talk to your customers or your potential recruits. So just keep that in mind, that I'm always available to help you in that respect. Now, some objections. You're going to hear a lot of them. I've heard a lot in the last few days, and some people are just downright rude, and you have to just take that with a grain of salt and move on. But if we can help to overcome their objections and know what to say, then you're going to see better results. So one I hear a lot is, I don't have enough friends, or I just moved to the area, I don't know a lot of people, or I don't get out. Right? I stay at home mostly. I don't get out. I don't see a lot of people. Well, Scentsy can help that problem. We just got finished talking about how you can meet people on social media, how you can get out there and meet people. There's all kinds of meetup groups too. Like when my kids were little, I was involved in mommy groups. We got together. I'm not military, but there's a military group that we would all get together. There's a lot of groups that you can get to know people and meet up with people. I don't know so much with COVID if they still do those kind of things, but regardless, there's a lot of ways to meet people online. So Scentsy could be your tool to meet new people. I have people that have moved to new areas that have actually been super grateful for Scentsy because it has opened so many doors for them. So think about that. That's another way that you can bless somebody's life. When they tell you, I don't have that many friends, you can help them to meet new people. Okay, because everybody needs that network. Like, let's just talk about not with Scentsy. You need those ride or die friends that will be there for you through thick and thin. And Scentsy can help. I have some of my very best friends I have met because of Scentsy. So had I not been with Scentsy, I would have never met those people. Okay, another objection I hear is, I can't afford it. Okay, well, there's lots of ways we can help them overcome that. Number one, there's a $25 kit this month. Number two, let's just say that kit wasn't available. You can always earn a kit for no out-of-pocket expense. And that is using the host kit. Okay, so there's the regular, there's a $99 kit. That kit's always around. There's a $59 host exclusive kit that they can get, and that they can use their host rewards. So they have a party, you use your host rewards, and as long as they have at least a $500 party, they do not have to pay anything to join. Okay, because remember what I just told you, $500 party has $75 in host rewards. The host kit is $59. So they would use that and then they would still have extra money to buy something that they wanted with their rewards. Okay. So there's ways that they can join for no out-of-pocket expense, but make them work for it, guys. There's a reason it's called Earn a Kit. It's because they have to work for it. A lot of times when I gift a kit, they don't work for it. So make sure that if you are giving them that option, that they are actually hosting a party, that they are working to go collect orders, that they're doing the most of the legwork, because then you're going to see that they're going to take their business a little bit more seriously. This one is huge. I hear it all the time, as I don't have enough time. That's a big objection I hear. Honestly, I always tell people, when you're busy, you're more successful at Scentsy. People that are not busy are not as successful, because they're not out there meeting people. They're not, I mean, when I take Scentsy with me wherever I go. So I have the kids sports events. At Natalia's volleyball team, they love it, because I'll take my flyers, I'm stamping stuff, I'm making samples, and they're always like, oh, what are you making samples of today? They're like my best customers, because I'm always working there at the practices. So take Scentsy with you. Help them to learn how to incorporate Scentsy into their life, instead of it being an additional thing that they have to do. So busy people make better consultants. I hear this too. I live in a small town. So we kind of talked about this, where I don't know a lot of people. It kind of goes hand in hand with that. But living in a small town is okay, because there's neighboring towns. People have people that live out of town. So you have a party with somebody in your town, and have them do a Facebook party, and have them invite people that their friends and families from other towns. But just because you live in a small town, I know a lot of successful people that have built a business in a very, very small town, and that's okay. There's a lot of possibilities. The internet is their gateway. There's a lot of people you can meet on the internet. So don't let that be a showstopper for them. Another one I hear, I have a couple more and then we're done. I have already done direct sales, and I was awful at it. Well, guess what? So have I. Before I joined Scentsy, I was into home interiors. I did terrible. I did Avon. I did okay, but that was so much work, because the catalog changed every 2 weeks, and I had little kids, and it was just, I was constantly feeling like I was giving out catalogs, and I was spending more than I was making. So it's okay that they've done direct sales. I always tell them, you know what, Scentsy is very different, and just give it a try. What do you have to lose? If it doesn't work, well, you have the kit, you have the stuff that came in it, you can use it, you can gift it. It really isn't a ton of money that you're losing, or potentially none, depending on how they join. So I always ask them to give it a try. And we also have a very different culture than a lot of other direct sales companies. A lot of them are like, sell, 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 and, getting out there and high pressure. We are not high pressure. We are more about sharing how we use the products, how it works for us. So I personally feel like it's different. That's what I always tell them. And then lastly is, I'm not a salesperson. Another one I hear all the time. And honestly, I don't think I am either, but I love to share. How many times have you gone to a store? Okay, like today, I bought these pants at Zia, and I've been loving them. They look like jeans, but they're not, they're leggings, right? So I have shown like 3 people these pants today. And I'm like, I love them because they're super comfortable, but they look like jeans. Well, I don't sell Zia, but I love these pants, and I'm just sharing about them, right? So it's the same thing with Scentsy. We're just sharing the products that you know and love already. So it's different. It's called social selling. It's really, how many times have you bought something on Amazon and you're like, oh my God, that's the best thing since sliced bread. And you go tell all your friends. It's the same thing. You share, you don't sell. We don't have that icky community like I just mentioned before. So are there any other objections that you guys have heard that I didn't touch on? I talked fast because I had a lot to cover.
Callie, I don't have any objectives, but I did have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You know how I told you that I started selling because I have shipping now to Mexico.
Mhm.
So my mother-in-law and all my husband's family lives over there. So they're very interested in Scentsy since I mean, they've never heard of Sensi or anything like that. So it's been really hard because they're saying that when I'm sharing my link, even though I put Mexico in Spanish and all of that, right?
Mhm.
And I share my link in Spanish, when they get it, they're telling me that they see everything in English. So it's been hard in in that aspect. But I also wanted to ask you, my Sensi page, the one that's on Facebook, the Capture the Essence, right?
Uh-huh.
I was gonna ask you, do you think I should do another one that is just for people that speak Spanish, or should I just do some posts on the same one that are Spanish? Because I mean, I'm gonna invite them to my page, but all my posts are in English, so they're not gonna understand anything. So should I just mix it up, or should I just do a separate one that's just all in Spanish?
Didn't
What do
you tell me you
suggest?
don't speak Spanish?
No, I speak both.
Oh, okay. Why did I think
No,
that
my
you were telling me that
my
your mom
mother-
has been translating everything because you didn't speak Spanish? Was I dreaming that?
No. I
Okay.
said, since I'm not gonna be in Mexico with my mom,
Yeah.
that she's bilingual, so she's able to explain everything to the ladies
Okay.
in Mexico at church,
Okay.
that only speak Spanish.
That's
So I don't
probably
have
where
to
I got confused. I would
yeah, so
personally
I don't have
do
to
a
be
separate group.
physically.
I would do a separate
separate-
group. Yeah, because I feel like, I know that's double work on you, but I do feel like that would be better. Honestly, in a perfect world, you should have your mom join.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, because then she can handle all the ones in Mexico, and then you can handle everything here, and that's less work for you. And then, she joins. That would be the best alternative. But if she doesn't have an interest, I would definitely do 2 groups. Hey, so listen, I'm gonna post this. I'm posting a thing in the chat. Go and see if it's Mexico. Or if
I
it's
have a
just-
suggestion to that.
Yes, ma'am.
What if like you have, okay, so you have your page, like your Facebook page, and then what if you like on your post you put like the English and then the Spanish on the
underneath.
same post?
Yeah. That actually would be the easiest to do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it like that, instead of double work with both pages, because I'm gonna have to be going to each one and posting.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Then you don't have
Yeah,
to
I'm
have
gonna
2
do that.
pages.
Yeah.
Did you
Don't
see
they
the
have,
chat?
don't they have like the translation option? I don't know how you put it on there, but don't they have the translation option?
I know
Yeah.
they do on their side of the end, like on Facebook, but my mother-in-law, she's like old school, so she doesn't know how to really work like the cell phone or the internet or anything like that.
Mhm.
So it's kind of hard on my end because I'm not over there. She lives 10-11 hours from here.
Yeah.
So it's not like, because as much as I try to explain to her on the through with my computer, with my iPad, with the phone, she's like, oh, well, it's not popping out, and this and this, and I'm just like, oh. So it's kind of hard because I'm explaining to her, but she doesn't know how to use the computer or her phone or the text messages. So it's just
Yeah,
like
which
a
is
little
gonna actually be
frustrating.
hard if she decides to join. You're gonna have to teach her how to enter all the orders and everything.
Or does she have someone there that can speak both, that's bilingual and can help her, like a little cousin or something like that?
It's because they all speak Spanish, because they're over there in Torreon, Coahuila. So they all pretty much are Spanish speaking, and all of the family speaks Spanish. I think only one speaks English, but she kind of, well, she speaks Spanish, but kind of understands English, but I don't know. I don't know if she would be willing, because she's a teacher.
I like Deanna's idea the best. I like it where you just put it in English on the top and then Spanish on the bottom. And then that way it's one page, but it's in both languages, and that makes it easier for you.
Okay. And I could share the English link and then the Spanish link, right?
Yeah, but so Deanna just told me too, because I just posted the link and I have it on my site. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see my website? I have it on in Spanish, and I have the Mexico catalog, right? So which let me type in
Did I
Tea
just-
Rose.
Okay.
Remember, because we were just talking about that. Yeah, see, I have the Mexico catalog because it's not up there, Tea Rose.
Uh-huh.
So so this is the link that I shared in the group, and it did come out as English. So what I would do is I would go in and I would message Sensi.
Uh-huh.
Now I can't even figure out how to put it back. Oh, there we go. USA. Save. I would message Sensi and let them know that whenever you're sharing the link on the Mexico side, it's coming out to your American English side.
Yeah.
And that might be a
I have
glitch.
to call them.
Yeah, I would definitely I would contact support on that.
Okay. Okay. Customer support. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Any other questions that you guys have on this or
do.
on anything?
I do have a customer. She used to sell Scentsy, and she said that she's gonna think about it because she's not a good salesperson. That's one of them that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, okay, because she's like, oh no, can I think about it? I didn't know. I told her yes, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna, in a couple of days, I'm gonna, follow up with her and see. But what do you suggest that I tell her? Because I know she said, oh, well, I'm not a good salesperson, and since he didn't work for me, and
Yeah.
so
When they were already a consultant before, and since he didn't work for them, I always let them know that maybe the timing wasn't right. If I
Okay.
had joined Sensi when my mom first mentioned it to me years ago, I would not have been as successful as I was. So I feel like timing is everything. And then you can also let them know that we have a lot of trainings and opportunities available, and not just with these. Sensi has a lot of trainings, plus our Facebook group. And then as far as I'm not a salesperson, and we just talked about that, tell her, just sharing the products, about how she's using them, sharing them on social media, sharing them in parties, things like that. And again, a lot of times the reason people quit is because they don't know enough people. That really, that's mainly the thing. You can only sell to so many people. And if your network is only 20 people, you can't keep selling to those 20 people every month. They don't have expendable income, so you've got to keep building your network. And I feel like that is the reason that most people quit. So I would talk to her about both of those things. But again, I'm not a pressure type of person. So if if they're just not interested, that's fine, but help them to see how they could be successful this time around. And another thing is too, is finding out why they want to come back, why they want to join. Because when you know why, then that helps you to, on those days when it's hard and when they want to give up and nobody's wanting to buy, nobody's messaging me back, everybody's ignoring me, things like that, nobody's commenting on my posts, then you remind them, hey, remember you want to join because da 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 da. So we have to work through those hard days. We have to keep pushing, and I'm here to help you.
Okay.
Holly,
Yes.
I had a question, not about sales, but the Easter gnome warmer. The one I got, I don't know if it's me not putting it on right, but it just seems like the head's too big. Like the back is not.
I've
I don't
heard
know
that
if-
before. I sold mine right away. So I never even opened it. I have heard
someone
that.
coming to do the swap right now, but I told her you might want to see it and see. I joined a group like Scentsy Real Pictures or something like that, where they
Yes.
only allow people to post. And so someone brought that up, and then I got mine. I'm like, oh yeah, the back is like huge, so it doesn't stay on right. I kind of just gently put it on there, but I mean, so I don't know if I'm the only one having that issue or if anyone in this group.
No,
If
I
fine.
haven't, because I never opened mine because I sold it right away. But that you're not the first person I've heard that. I would contact support.
Okay, I will. Well, the girl that's coming right now to swap, I told her you might want to check it out first. It could have just been me, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But and I think there was a certain way, I can't remember what the fix was or if it needed to get replaced, but that's not the first I've heard of that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else, my friends? We have to take a picture. So if you'd bless us with your face, I would be happy. Jocelyn. Crystal, there you are. Alexis, she probably is with the baby.
Hold on
All
one
right.
second. Hold on, Kelly.
Don't you tell me you don't look good, girlfriend. I know you. You always look beautiful. Turn the camera on now.
I'm having a lupus moment right now, so my lip is swollen. Let me
Oh.
put my mask on. Hold on.
No, you're fine, honey. Don't worry about it.
I'll do it. Hold on 1 second.
Did you already take the picture, Kelly?
No, you have
Oh,
to be
okay.
patient. We're waiting for Jocelyn.
No, but like if you had you take them all together or
Yeah.
one by one? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, all together. Just all of us together. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Yay. All right,
Okay.
guys. I will see you guys next Monday. Good luck on your sales of your castles. And if you need help, I will be here to help you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Good night.